just a little bit after 9 o'clock on Wednesday, June 25th. It's time for the weekly meeting of the Logansport Board of Public Works and Safety. I always stumble on that one. Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of minutes from the, roll call, please.
Ron Miller?
Present.
Chris Armstrong?
Here.
Mayor Franklin?
Here. Approval of minutes from the June 18th, 2014 meeting.
I've read them. I'd make a motion we approve as presented the minutes from the June 18th, 2014 meeting.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes on a vote of 3-0. Approval of claims in the amount of $74,758.41.
I've reviewed the claims. I'd make a motion we approve the claims as presented in the amount of $74,758.41.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes on a vote of 3-0. There are no licenses for consideration. Are there any changes to the agenda? None. Visitor comments. Are there any visitor comments? Okay. There's no old business for consideration. Under new business, request to do sample borings, and I'm going to ask Chris Armstrong, Community Development Director, to explain what's going on with this.
This is near the Corso's property on Front Street, and this is part of our EPA grant. They just need access to do some sample borings at 3 parcels along Front Street that are owned by the city. Any other questions?
It appears to be in order. I understand what they're doing. I think there's some contamination at the property next to it, and they're looking at the plume as the way the contamination may have traveled. So I would make a motion that we approve the request as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion regarding allowing access to the site that the city owns on Front Street?
No.
Hearing none. All right. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes on a vote of 3-0. Curb cut from NIPSCO, requesting to retire a service for non-use at 831 East Broadway. Everything appears to be in order. This is a request from NIPSCO. Is there any discussion regarding this request from NIPSCO to have a curb cut to terminate a service to a house or retire a service? Bill, do you have any information on it? Just standard? I make the motion that we approve the curb cut to allow for retirement of the gas line that provides service to 831 East Broadway.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion?
No.
Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Passes on a vote of 3-0. Next, we have Building Commissioner Bill Drinkwine on regarding the property 529 Washington Street.
Good morning. The owner of the property is present as well, so I'd like to invite the owner to come up, if he would, please.
Thanks for being here, George. If you would, please state your name and address for the record.
George Lesquoods, 182 West 7th, Peru, Indiana.
Can you pull the microphone closer to you? I'm sorry, it's hard to pick up without that. Can you state your name again?
George Lesquoods, 182 West 7th Street, Peru, Indiana.
Okay. Thank you very much, George. Mr. Drinkwine, do you want to proceed?
The property located at 529 Washington Street has been on the active list, and with the Board of Public Works, with my file, go back as late as 2011. I supply copies of the, you go from the back of the package to the front that I provided to you. July 27, 2011, Board of Public Works and Safety, the minutes of that meeting, that the owner of property had committed that he would, let me read it verbatim. He informed the Logansport Board of Public Works and Safety that he will be replacing the roof this fall and repairing the garage. The Board of Public Works continued the order until October 5th, 2011 at that meeting, and that so was noted in the Board of Public Works meeting in 2011. As of the date today, the house has had no repair work done on it since that date of 2011. The city last year, on June 11, 2013, again here at the Board of Public Works meeting, the owner of the property had come in front of the board, and my recommendation at that time was to do a complete demolition on the garage and the house, and the board made a decision to allow the owner to do demolition on the garage himself, and then to continue to repair on the home to bring it up to code. At that event, the garage was not completely demolished as required by the date it was established and agreed to at the meeting, and the city was forced to go in and do the complete cleanup of that garage. Since that date, there has been no work to rehabilitate the property whatsoever. We have a chronological photo file of this property that goes from 2011 to today, and there's been no work done on the home. It continues to deteriorate, decay. We have been there repeatedly cleaning material up off the abutting property owner to the west, the Heddinger property. I observed the property last week after a heavy rainstorm, and the roof continues to collapse within the building, and the walls are starting to buckle out, which is a great concern to the abutting property owners. I understand the owner's desire, but we've seen no action to improve or abate the conditions on this property, at least until such time of 2011. We have at least 8 notices to the property owner since 2011. We've reconvened and reconsidered and extended at least 2 times in the last year on this property. It is my recommendation that I be allowed to do an emergency action demolition and get this building down so it's not a harm or a danger to the abutting property owners or to the general public.
I'm sorry, I'm not even going to try to pronounce your name because I would butcher it, and I apologize for that. But
that's
if
fine.
it's all right, I'll call you George.
That's fine.
George, do you have anything to say regarding your property? It is your property, correct?
Well, yes, it is, but what he's saying, there is been some stuff that's been done. We've been gutting the inside of the house, trying to establish what we got to do to fix the roof. And to me, if he wants to tear it down, that's fine. I have no objections to it. I'll just give the property to the city, and I'll be done with it, and that's fine with me. And I've told him that on the phone. I will sign it over to the city. Let's go ahead and do that, because I had at least $2,000-3,000 worth of roofing inside the garage that was for that structure. I had a car in there. The city took all of that. I had 2 trucks there that were stolen. I never did recover them. So to me, that's fine.
Well,
Just go ahead and sign the property over to the city, and the city can do whatever they want to.
Okay. I'm very familiar with the garage, and there certainly was no $2,000 or $3,000 worth of shingles in it.
Yes, there was.
Well,
$33.
there may have been at one time, but there wasn't the day that we tore them down. There was not that many shingles left in there. Okay, I would make the motion that we approve the demolition of the property at 529 Washington Street as requested by the building commissioner.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes on a vote of 3-0. Thank you very much, George.
Yes.
Okay, under
I guess
reports,
you got what you wanted. So that's all I can say.
thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay, Under weekly reports, code enforcement officer.
I have my weekly report in front of you for your approval. I had originally had 7 scheduled to appear today. Of those 7, 3 have been resolved, leaving 4 for the board to take action on. First one will be 2030 East Market Street. This has been an ongoing issue since long before the first time that it was tagged. This current violation started, the date of the first inspection was May the 11th. Mr. Drinkwine also has several issues going on with this property. My recommendation would be to do a cleanup on it.
Is there anybody here representing 2030 East Market Street? It appears that the code enforcement action log has been completed. It does appear that this is a rental property. It's not occupied at this time.
It is occupied, I believe, isn't it, Mr. Drinkwine?
It is occupied at this time. Okay, it's not owner occupied. Okay, it is occupied. Have you been able to make any communication with the occupant?
No.
Okay.
Mr. Drinkwine, I believe, has had some communication with them on issues that he's dealing with.
And let me take a look here.
Certified letter went unclaimed. It arrived on Friday, June the 6th. I'm sorry. Friday, June the 6th. No authorized recipient was available. Notice was left, and as of June 21st, it was unclaimed.
Okay. I'd make the motion that we order the property cleanup at 2030 East Market Street as
Second.
requested. It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion regarding 2030 East Market? I'll ask again, is there anybody here representing 2030 East Market? Nobody's here. Okay, it's been moved and properly seconded to order the property cleanup at 2030 East Market. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Passes on a vote of 3-0. Okay, next on your list.
Next is 903 Spear Street. This property, there has been some movement on it, but not a great deal for the last 2 weeks. If you look at the pictures that were taken yesterday, you can see the lower right-hand picture. Well, 3 of the 4 pictures, you can see a huge pile of siding. It's been laying there for quite some time. Weeds and leaves are growing up around it. The leaves are dead from last fall, so that indicates they've been there for a while. The lower right-hand picture, in the background, there's a hot tub that the top is caving in on. I suspect it probably is full of standing water. When I initially violated this house, pool season wasn't here yet, so I did not do anything with the pool. But now, as of yesterday, I've seen the pictures that they are not using the pool. It doesn't appear. There's quite a bit of standing water in it. The original violation does not list the pool, but with the hot weather and everything, I have a huge concern with mosquitoes. You can see how nasty and dirty the water is with all the dead leaves and other debris that's in them. I guess I would ask the board for guidance on this. We are right in the thick of the mosquito season. I just heard on the news this morning that northern Indiana, they're worse this year than they have been in several years.
I certainly see it as a problem, especially the lack of maintenance on the pool. I would agree with you. I don't think they're using the pool. And it creates a breeding ground for insects, mosquitoes, and if I lived next to it, I would just be up in arms if we refuse to take action. It appears as everything is in order. Description of the violation is furniture on the sidewalk, siding, hot tub, trash, and debris in the backyard.
The furniture on the sidewalk has been moved. That's the only action he's taken.
Okay.
And that has been...
Left a door hanger on May 28th.
Yes.
Been
it's
almost a
been
month.
The certified letter was left unclaimed. It was out for delivery on June the 6th. On June the 6th also, no authorized recipient was available. Notice was left on June the 6th. And as of June 24th, yesterday, it had been departed to come back to us for delivery for non-acceptance.
I make a motion that the city cleans the property at 903 Spear Street, including the pool.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Is there anybody here representing 903 Spear Street? Hearing none. It's been moved.
Dan.
I'm sorry, Dan?
Clarification, it does include the pool, right?
Yes.
Even though it's not rolled out that way?
Emergency action.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan, for your question, because I was thinking some of the same things. I'm going to, after conferring with the city attorney, I'm going to ask Randy to advise.
Okay, as far as the swimming pool goes, George, is there a way to, I would say, remove a piece of it so that the water flows out without destroying its usefulness as a pool?
Not that I know of.
I mean, a way that they can put it back together?
Short of cutting a hole in the liner, and it's the liner, the metal around it is foreign metal that's pressed together. I don't have any idea how to do it.
I might be able to weigh in here with just a little bit of experience in pools and pool repair.
Okay.
This liner obviously has holes in it, or it would contain more water. So there are obviously holes at the water line or below that, or else the pool would be more full of water. So I don't think the liner has any value to it. I mean, it's just my...
Your Honor, if I could interrupt you for a second, I do need to point out that the pool is approximately a foot in the ground. So if it's a 4-foot pool, it'd be 3 foot above the ground, and they've dug out for it to be recessed into the ground about a foot.
I think we have a health concern with the standing water. We have to figure out a way to remove the water. So,
I guess what were you going to do? If you're going to get the water out of that pool, how would you do it? Does the filter work?
remove the liner?
Remove the liner would be the only alternative that I could think of. I don't think it had a filter on it. I didn't see one. I didn't go onto the property to walk around it and look. But from the alley where I took the pictures, I didn't notice a filter. And even if there were one, it wouldn't be up to the filter line, the return line for the water to be siphoned into the filter.
All right. Well, my concern is we shouldn't destroy property if we can possibly help it. And your concern, and a valid one, is that we can't have a swimming pool that's a breeding ground for insects, vermin, or what have you, which obviously this is.
Right.
Mayor, I'm going to ask that we put this to last. I'm going to go get out some city ordinances and take a look for some guidance.
So you're requesting that we take it under advisement for 1 week?
No, just for a few minutes.
Oh, okay, we'll take this under advisement until further notice.
Yeah, I'll lay that one to the side then. Next on my list is 1516 Pleasant Hill. This is not a huge violation, but I've had several complaints. The neighbors who live on a corner, their backyard faces this. They sit on their patio, they have to look at it. This was a meth house that was raided by the Logansport Police Department. It has been unoccupied since that time. When I violated them for this as well as tall grass. The owners did take care of the grass, but did nothing with the debris that's on the patio.
Is there anybody here representing 1516 Pleasant Hill? Okay, hearing that nobody is, I would make the motion that we order the property cleanup at 1516 Pleasant Hill.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any more discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes on a vote of 3-0.
19 Park Avenue, 116 West Clay Street, and 335 Burlington Avenue have all been resolved. Next on the list is 1331 Wright Street. You can see from the pictures that were taken June 3rd. I did not take updated pictures because there has been no improvement on it. I also violated this one for tall grass and weeds. The owners failed to respond to that. The city has mowed the property one time. The letter was signed for on June 16th by an L. Scott.
Okay. It looks like this home is maybe in the possession of a finance company, some kind of financial institution, Home Opportunity LLC. They did sign for the letter. Is there anybody here representing 1331 Wright Street? Hearing nobody and no objections, I'm going to make a motion that we approve the property cleanup at 1331 Wright Street.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Passes on a vote of 3-0. I would make the motion that we approve the code enforcement officer's report as presented. Looks like it's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Any questions for code enforcement? All right. Thank you, Georgia. It's been moved and properly seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Passes on a vote of 3-0.
I would like to very quickly commend Dan and his team at the street department. We had a cleanup last week that was definitely the worst one that we've ever had, and it had to be very disgusting for those guys to go in there and clean it up. They worked very hard for 3 hours and hauled 10 dump truckloads of debris away out of a backyard, and I just want to thank them for their work and extra effort that they put into this cleanup.
Obviously did a good job. I believe the cost for that cleanup was $2,800. Is that what it was, Dan? $2,800 in one property cleanup. Okay. City attorney's still out. Are there any board member comments? I have one. I'd like to say congratulations, Jan, on the success of your son at Special Olympics, and nice write-up in the story today. You must be very proud, and we're certainly proud of him as well. So congratulations to you, and please extend that on to your son. Miscellaneous business, including ADA Section 504 compliance and concerns, or any other matters not already considered? There is none. We're still in a holding pattern here until the attorney gets back to advise us on 903 Spear Street. Should have been done last week. And here he comes, just in the nick of time. Hi, Randy. All right.
Ordinance 30-2 of the City of Logansport says Section A, whenever any lot or parcel of ground within the corporate limits of the city shall have standing water thereon, which has or may become stagnant, shall be deemed a nuisance and injurious to the health of the city. Section B, it shall be the duty of the Board of Public Works and Safety to give notice in writing, if the owner is a resident of the city, to the owner of any lot or parcel of ground having standing water thereon, notifying him of the condition of such lot or parcel of ground, and requiring him to fill up or drain the ground of all standing water within 10 days after such notice. If the owner shall fail, refuse, or neglect to fill up or drain the ground after being notified as provided, such filling or draining shall be done by the Board of Public Works and Safety at the expense of the owner of such ground. The Board of Public Works and Safety shall immediately certify such cost to the city clerk, treasurer, et cetera, et cetera. So we need to give him notice that he's got 10 days to fill it or drain it, and after 10 days, the Board of Public Works can take action in order that we do it and that we bill him for it.
Date of inspection was May 28th,
Right.
2014. Door hanger was left on the door. A letter was sent on May 29th. The property is owner occupied, but the occupant refused to sign for the claim.
Right, and that door hanger was left, so the question is, what was said on, what the door hanger say? What were the contents of the message that was left?
The door hanger that left did not refer to the pool. Like I said, it wasn't quite pool season yet. The door hanger lists furniture on sidewalk, siding, hot tub, trash and debris, and weeds in backyard.
Okay, I think the Board of Public Works can order a cleanup of anything that was left on the door hanger. For the draining water, we need to give him notice in writing and say he's got 10 days to take care of it, or that the Board of Works may order that we do so.
Yeah. Our most recent amendment to our property maintenance ordinance allows for emergency cleanups as deemed necessary by the Community Development Department. Would this one fall under that?
I don't think so.
Okay, I would make a motion then to order a property cleanup at 903 Spear Street to the extent that's advised by the city attorney, everything listed on the door hanger, and also to immediately issue another order, door hanger, and a letter advising them they have 10 days to take care of all water issues. And I see a hot tub there as well.
Yeah, the hot tub was listed in the original letter, so we can do the hot tub right now. It was listed on the original door hanger and the original letter. The original letter specifically mentions the violation as furniture on sidewalk, siding, hot tub, trash, and other debris in backyard.
Do you agree with that?
I do.
Okay, and do you agree that we should remove the hot tub?
What do you think is required, Mr. Franklin?
I think from the condition of the hot tub, the top's caving in, there's no doubt in my mind there's standing water in there. It's a health hazard. In my opinion, it definitely is. There's no doubt in my mind that there's going to be some standing water in it.
From the condition displayed in the photographs, I seriously doubt that the hot tub is functional at this point in time.
The hot tub was mentioned, and the owner had a chance to be here and argue that we shouldn't take it, or that they would do something to it, and they've waived their right to do that.
Right.
So I think it's okay.
Okay, so we'll order a property cleanup to the extent authorized or suggested by the city attorney, with the request that the occupants or owner also be notified that they have 10 days to abate the standing water in the pool. That is in the form of a motion.
I will hand deliver a letter. I will send a letter snail mail, and I will send a certified letter also. And should we at that time, Randy, go ahead and request that they appear in front of the Board of Works 2 weeks from today? That would only be 2 extra days to give them an opportunity to appear. That date would be July 9th.
That's fine.
So we'll put that as old business on the agenda for July 9th.
Okay.
Is there a second for the motion?
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Yes.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion regarding 903 Spear Street? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes on a vote of 3-0. I've already called for miscellaneous business, and there is none. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned.
We're adjourned. Thank you.